Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Before I get started, I just want to say a huge thank you to everybody who hits that thumbs up button, as well as hitting the subscribe button. It just gives my channel overall so much support. When you hit the thumbs up button, it gives this video and my channel overall support, and it puts my videos out there to be watched by more. When you hit the subscribe button, I upload new videos once a week, and it keeps you always in tune with all the stuff I have. So huge thank you to everybody who has done that. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Janessa. I'm basically a lifestyle vlogger now. I started out on YouTube as talking about my trying to conceive journey. Now my boyfriend and I, Bryce, are finally expecting our first child. You could see that too if you go back through any of my other videos. And so this is where we're at. So today's video is going to be all about our birth plan. So a little tiny update is I went to the doctor, to my OB on the 10th. I'm just making like a fruit platter. Anyways, I went to my doctor on the 10th of September. And as far as I had understood from my last appointment that I would be being induced, like we were going to talk about me being induced. However, circumstances are different. The reason they were talking about inducing me is because I have, my platelet levels are very messed up. They're very, very low. And so I would need to get some blood transfusions, some steroid shots. It would be like, I guess, a higher risk delivery, even though like they deal with people who have this issue all the time. And so that was the plan going forward. But now I have a different doctor because my doctor is also having a baby. And she said, you know, your levels are low. They're not perfect. However, they are consistently low. Like they're always at the same number, but low. And so she said, basically, we're not going to schedule an induction quite yet. We're just going to see what happens. So we talked some more. I haven't gained any weight and I haven't grown in over a month. And so basically what she said is my baby and I are done. Like my body is done growing. I'm not going to get any bigger. And my baby is not putting on any more weight. He's packed on as much weight as he's going to pack on in there. And I was very concerned about this because I was like, what am I doing wrong, right? Like I'm eating lots. I feel like I'm more hungry now than I have been the whole pregnancy. I said, like, I'm constantly eating. And she's like, no. She's like, you're very healthy and like, you're not dehydrated. Like all this stuff is really good. You have a very, very healthy, active baby. She says, just you're a small person. And so you're not going to, obviously I'm not going to like grow massive. But my body is done growing. It's grown as much as it's going to grow for bigness. And so my baby has also packed on as much as he's going to pack on the inside. This is as big as he's going to get. He's not packing on any more weight. I mean, he still gets the nutrients from all the food I eat, obviously, but he's not packing on any more weight. She said, so you have a healthy baby, you're healthy. It's just, you both are at that stage where you're done. And I'm currently 36 weeks. At my appointment, I was 36 weeks. And so I said, so now what are the steps? Basically, the steps are to try to get my labor started on my own, because if there's no baby here by the 21st, then we are going to schedule an induction, a date for an induction, which I really didn't want in the first place because I wanted my body to do this naturally. There are so many risks. Like she went over all the risks, and I'm not going to go into detail, but there's a lot of risks and complications, and a lot leads up to having a C-section when you're induced rather than when your body does labor naturally. So basically she said, do what you can that you feel comfortable with. You're like, obviously what I don't feel comfortable with, don't do, but do Googling, do YouTube, whatever, find what other people have done to induce labor, see what works. But ultimately she's like, if your baby's not ready to come, you're not going, like he's not going to come, obviously. So basically we're at the point where we are going to start doing stuff to induce labor because we are ready. I am ready. Baby is ready. So it's time for a baby to come. So now I'm just at the researching phase of what do I do to induce the labor? So I thought with that, I have a lot of videos that I wanted to share with you guys. Again, I could end up going, you know, past the 21st and have to be induced, so whatever, but I just thought I would share that little tidbit. So that's an update. Along with being 36 weeks pregnant, another update, I guess, is just that you are more tired. You play out a lot quicker. So more tired, you play out a lot quicker. It's kind of the same thing. And you eat a lot more. I find I eat a lot more. I'm way more thirsty. I drink a lot of water throughout the day, but I feel like I'm always wanting water, which is not a bad thing. It's just an increase in stuff. Now, this one is TMI, so whoever doesn't feel comfortable hearing this, just like plug your ears for 5 minutes. The TMI thing would be that your discharge increases like an insane amount. My discharge has increased a little bit, like crazy, to the point where sometimes I think my water is broken, like I'm leaking a little bit of amniotic fluid, but it's not. It's just that white, creamy white discharge, and that's part of that vernix coating on your baby's also coming out too, and that's how she explained it to me. So there's that. So that's really the only TMI. Obviously, I'm still leaking colostrum, and we're just hanging out. My back is sore always. And that's about it. Like, it hasn't been crazy. The most crazy thing would be that I've been getting these head rushes at night. So when I go to lay down, it feels like all the blood rushes to my head. And like, I don't lay like this, like I lay flat, but it feels like all the blood rushes to my head, and I get a pulsing headache, and a lump in my throat, and I feel like I'm gonna be sick, and I can't breathe, and it's just a very uncomfortable, weird feeling. And she's not too sure why I'm getting that. Of course, all they can do is give me blood work, yada, 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 and tell me that, you know, baby's healthy, and as far as what they found, I'm healthy. So she's not sure for that. Maybe it's just to lay down slower, because I do kind of like plop into bed because I'm tired. So basically I just have to lay down a little bit slower, prop my head up just a little bit. So that is it for the 36-week update. And now I'm going to get into our birth plan. Okay, so Bryce and I's birth plan is actually pretty simple and pretty easy. Our plan is basically to go with the flow. Very early on into the pregnancy, obviously we have been trying, so I've been watching tons of videos. I already know the gist is that you can plan and plan and plan and plan and plan a million different ways, and labor and delivery is going to go how it goes. You can't just expect it to go how you planned. And so I didn't want to get my heart set on like a definite plan for labor and a definite plan for how I was going to deliver. Basically what I wanted was to just go with the flow of the day, because I have absolutely no idea how it's going to go, and see from there. There are a few things though that I very specifically would like, and they're all things that can be done whether or not I deliver naturally or if I have a C-section. Speaking of that though, before I get into my wants, is I really do not want to be induced. Like I said earlier, I would like my body to go into labor naturally, and I would really prefer not to have a C-section if I can. But that being said, like I said earlier, I'm going to go with the flow. If I need a C-section because that is what's safe for my baby and for myself, then that is what we will do. So my specific things that I want, that Bryce and I talked about and agreed on and understand. Bryce is pretty cool with it. Like, he pretty much just goes with the flow, because like he said, he's not, you know, going through it. He's there, and this is his child and everything. But when it comes to, you know, being in labor, it's not his body that's in labor. So we talked about things and we put it down on a paper. So number one is I would like skin to skin with both Bryce and I with the baby. So right away, I would like my son on my chest for however long I want him there, as well as for Bryce, although Bryce is okay with him being cleaned off first. Number two is, if they can do it, again, depends on how the labor goes, his cord might be wrapped around his neck. I would like delayed cord clamping, if possible. Number three is I would like the vitamin K shot for my son. I'm fine. Number 4 is I am breastfeeding, which I've been saying the whole entire time I've been pregnant is I'm breastfeeding, I'm breastfeeding, I'm breastfeeding. So I want them to give me the time to breastfeed. I don't want anyone forcing it or like forcing my baby's head. I just want it to come naturally, and they say it does. So I would like to breastfeed him. I also do not, if I can choose, I would like everything like him being weighed, him being measured, all that stuff to be done in the room that we're in. I have this ginormous fear of babies getting mixed up or losing my child, and I don't know why. Out of all the things I could fear during labor, that's one of the things that I'm concerned about. I know Bryce will go with, but it's just a thing. And nowadays they do a lot of it right there in the room anyway, so you're fine. So then while that's all basically after labor stuff that is also part of your birthing plan. But during labor, I want to go for as long as I possibly can without an epidural or any pain medication of any sort. So my thing is, if you've been watching me for a long time, I kind of, I've done a lot of research about how your mind affects your body and communicating between the two. And so when we were trying to get pregnant, I developed this later on in trying, like developed it the month we got pregnant, basically, was telling my body that it is ready to be pregnant, that it, will accept the sperm, yada, yada, yada. And so now with wanting to induce labor and go through labor, I'm telling my body that it was made to do this. It can do this. It's been done for thousands and thousands of years. I am strong and I am capable. And contractions are not, I'm not going to look at them as pain, and I don't focus on them as being in pain. I'm focusing on them as being a wave that I have to get through. And every single one that I have is a step closer to meeting my son. And so I personally would like to go for as long as I can without any sort of pain intervention medically. So we have a birthing ball that I'm currently using. I'll put a picture up here around the house that we're going to bring, because I'm not sure if the hospital has one, and every single time I've asked, they don't know. Like every time I've asked my OBGYN, she doesn't know. I am going to use the tub if I need to. Bryce and I have been practicing pressure points and massage points that help during labor. And then we're just going to communicate with one another. We're going to set the mood in the room. Very nice. I bought those fake candles from like the dollar store. We're going to bring my lavender oil with and my diffuser. So it's very calming. I love it so much. So we're going to bring that. We're also going to bring clary sage just in case my contractions decide to die off, because clary sage is very highly proven to not only start contractions, but to continue them going. So we're going to do that. And use the tub, use the ball, move around the room. I know because of COVID that we can't be walking up and down the hallway, so I'll have to be pacing the room, but that's fine. And we're, like I said, we're just gonna communicate with each other throughout the labor what I need him to do for me, or stuff like that. So it's a very minimalistic, like while in labor plan. It's just going with the flow. If I get to a point where something is happening, medically speaking, baby's heart rate's dropping, or I'm not doing well, I'm not resting, it's been 3 days, like nothing's going anywhere, and their suggestion is, yes, you need to try some sort of pain medication to help your body relax, because obviously speaking to myself and remaining positive is not working, then okay, then I will. So like, I'm not against either or. I would just like to do it as natural as possible for as long as possible. Speaking of the epidural, if you follow me a while back, which was also part of that appointment update that I gave earlier, I was told I cannot receive the epidural. Now, this doctor is telling me that because it's been a steady low, there are a few anesthesiologists that will give the epidural, but they only give a light dose of it. It's not quite as extreme And so you can request, I did not know this, you can request to get like an extreme dose or a light dose. And the light dose actually makes it so it takes that sting of the contraction away, but you still feel all the pressure, which I guess is how all epidurals have been described for as long as I've been watching videos of people getting the epidural. They can still feel the pressure, but it takes away the pain of the contraction, or the wave, as I'm going to call it, the pressure of the contraction. And so this one that they do give, and a friend of mine who just had her baby actually at the same hospital got this. She got the epidural. She was still able to get up and go to the bathroom. She could feel her legs. She had to have assistance, but she could still get up and go to the bathroom. She could still kind of wiggle around. And she said the pressure was pretty extreme, but it took that initial like sting off. So we'll see. Like I said, I'm not ruling anything out. I'm not taking anything off the plate for my labor and delivery, but I would like to do it as purely natural as possible. And I believe I'm a strong person, so I believe I can do it. I've also been doing a ton of research on, like I said, talking to yourself, communicating with your body, getting everything on one, but different ways to use the birthing ball to help with contractions, different like positions you can get into, and watching a lot of videos of people who did stuff beforehand, and they said it really helped them not to, rely on getting the pain medication. So we will see what happens. Like I said, I'm not crossing anything off. I'm not taking anything out of the play. Our birth plan is pretty minimalistic. It's just after he's born, there's a few things we would like, but during labor, we're just gonna see how things go and go from there. Of course, you guys will see all that because we're going to be recording it, not only because of my channel, but because I would like to keep it as keepsake, which some people might think is weird. But anyways, I'm gonna stop talking. So that in a gist is my video for today. This is the 36 weeks update / doctor update / Bryce and I's birth plan. I am so excited to start trying things to get labor induced naturally. Of course, I will make a video showing you guys everything that we're trying and doing, and tell you guys for sure. I will make sure I tell you guys if it works or not, but hopefully he comes on his own and we don't have to schedule an induction. But if we do, then we do, and we'll just kind of go with the flow. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope it wasn't boring. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, as always, please reach out to me. Leave a comment down below. My Instagram information, so you can DM me, is down below, and so is my confidential email, which is down below. So if you want to use any of those ways to communicate with me or ask me questions, or even if you have suggestions, like say you're like, you know what, I went through the same thing, or I did this to induce my labor, or I did this during labor while I was in labor to help with the pain, or pressure, whatever, please do, because I'm very interested in seeing what other mamas did during labor or to induce labor. I'm very interested. So leave those down below. I will definitely appreciate those. I just want to say thank you so much for watching. As always, I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up / like button on this side, I think, on your way out, which gives this video as well as my channel overall support, which is always needed. It also gets this video up and out there so other mamas can see it if they're interested in watching it, as well as hitting the subscribe button, which I believe is on this side actually, which invites you to my team and keeps you updated as I upload new videos once a week. And so when you hit that subscribe button, you get a little thing telling you that I've uploaded a new video, and if you hit that bell, then you'll get an actual text message or email notification saying that I have uploaded a new video. So I hope you all are staying healthy and safe now that we have kids back in school and everything's kind of back in motion, and I will see you all next time.